Spread love, man.
Your physical mind is not designed to understand how things happen. It is only designed to perceive how things happened. It is not designed to perceive how things will happen. It is only designed to perceive how things happened. The higher self, that level just above physical reality that is also part of your personal being, is the level of your being that has the ability to understand how things happen. And that's why you heard us say and the secret say, you don't have to worry, you don't have to focus on how something will come about. There is no way for you to know. It's not within the capacity of your physical mind to know that. It's only within the capacity of your physical mind to see how it did occur.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to take a deep dive into Bashar.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically his ideas about your conscious mind and your higher self.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, so we're diving deep into this audio excerpt where Bashar unpacks some truly radical concepts.
Oh, yeah.
That might just flip your whole perspective on, well, pretty much everything.
Pretty much everything, yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that really jumped out at me was this idea that our physical minds aren't designed to figure out the how-a-w of things.
Right.
It's not about us having to map out every single step to reach our goals.
It's more about, like, understanding what has already happened.
Oh.
It's like Bashar is saying your job isn't to micromanage the universe. Your job is to get clear on what you want and then trust that your higher self, with its broader perspective, will guide you to the how.
So it's not about obsessing over the logistics, but rather setting our intentions and then letting the universe do its thing.
Exactly. Think about a time you achieved something you truly desired. You probably focused on the goal itself, the feeling of achieving it, rather than getting bogged down in the nitty-gritty details of how it would all come together.
Right.
That's where the magic of the higher self comes in.
That's a really cool way to think about it.
Yeah.
So for those of us who might not be super familiar with Bashar's work, how does he describe this concept of the higher self?
He describes it as a level above our physical reality, but still an integral part of us. Think of it like this. Your higher self is the architect, the one with the grand vision and the blueprint. Well, your physical mind is down here on the construction site, receiving instructions and trying to piece it all together.
So our higher self is calling the shots, and we're down here trying to interpret the signals. It's like playing a cosmic game of telephone.
That's a fun way to imagine it.
Yeah.
And here's where things get even more interesting. Bashar proposes that our physical minds can't actually come up with a single original idea.
Oh, wow.
Every spark of inspiration, every groundbreaking thought originates from our higher selves.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that everything we think we've come up with is actually channeled from somewhere else?
Yeah.
That's a pretty radical concept.
It really challenges our conventional understanding of individual creativity, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bashar suggests that we are all conduits for the infinite creativity of the universe expressed through our higher selves.
This is definitely making me rethink things. So if our higher self is this infinite wellspring of ideas, what's the best way to tap into it?
You know?
Do we need to meditate on a mountaintop or something?
Bashar actually suggests that the more we try to control how things happen, the more we block that connection to our higher selves.
Oh.
It's like clinging to heavy luggage.
Okay.
It slows us down, exhausts us, and keeps us from moving forward freely.
So instead of micromanaging every detail, we should just surrender and let the universe work its magic.
You got it.
Okay.
It's about letting go of that need for control and allowing our higher selves to guide us.
Yeah.
When we surrender to this flow, Bashar says we tap into greater energy freedom and even faster manifestation of our desires.
That sounds pretty liberating. But I think a lot of people might struggle with this idea of surrendering control.
Yeah.
It can feel like giving up agency, like we're just passively waiting for things to happen.
That's a valid concern. When Bashar talks about surrendering control, he's not suggesting passivity.
Right.
It's more about aligning your actions with the wisdom of your higher self.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that you're not alone in this journey.
So how do we strike that balance between trust and taking action?
That's a great question.
How do we know when we're following our higher self guidance and not just getting swept away by our own whims?
Bashar often uses the analogy of a mountaintop view to illustrate this relationship between our conscious mind and higher self. Imagine your higher self perched on a mountain, seeing the entire landscape, while your physical mind is stuck in the valley, only able to see what's directly in front of it.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So even if our higher self is guiding us towards something that seems counterintuitive or doesn't make sense to our logical minds, we should trust it because it has that bigger picture perspective.
Precisely.
Okay.
Think about a time you felt pulled to do something that didn't logically make sense.
Yeah.
But it ended up leading to an amazing outcome. Maybe your higher self was nudging you in a direction your logical mind couldn't quite grasp yet.
Like those times you follow your gut feeling even when you can't explain why.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be the best decision ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those are often moments where we're aligned with our higher selves, even if we don't consciously realize it at the time.
But what about those times when we resist that guidance? When we try to force things to go our way? What happens then?
Well, according to Bashar, that resistance creates a repetitive loop, keeping us stuck at a certain level of manifestation. The more we try to control #W, the more we might be hindering the very thing we desire.
Right.
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it?
It really is. So letting go is actually the key to unlocking a higher level of manifestation. That's a powerful concept.
It is.
It completely flips the script on how we usually approach achieving our goals.
And it ties into Bashar's overall view. Suffering, fear, doubt, all of these negative emotions arise from a misunderstanding of who we truly are.
You're saying we're not just our physical selves, but this multifaceted being with a higher self working in conjunction with our physical mind. It's like we've been given this incredible toolbox, but we've been using a hammer for every job when sometimes we need a screwdriver or a wrench.
That's a fantastic analogy. And Bashar even encourages finding what he calls a permission slip. An idea, a philosophy, a practice that resonates with you and allows you to fully embrace your passion.
So it's about finding that thing that truly lights us up and going all in, not letting fear or self-doubt hold us back.
Yes. When we combine that passionate immersion with letting go of control, incredible synchronicities can occur, leading to a life filled with love and fulfillment. It's about tapping into that flow state where everything seems to effortlessly fall into place.
That sounds pretty amazing. But what if someone is struggling to find that permission slip? How do they even begin to tap into their passion and connect with their higher self?
That's where self-reflection and exploration come in. It's about silencing that inner critic, trying new things, and paying attention to what genuinely sparks joy.
It's about giving ourselves permission to play, experiment, and approach life with a childlike sense of wonder and curiosity, right? Like we're explorers discovering a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to figure it all out on your own. There are countless resources, communities, and mentors out there to support you on this journey of self-discovery.
It's about trusting the process and believing that you are capable of incredible things.
Absolutely. And that trust begins with recognizing that you are not just your physical mind, but a multidimensional being with a higher self guiding you every step of the way.
This is definitely making me think about things differently. It's like we've been given a treasure map to a life filled with purpose and joy.
I love that.
And now it's up to us to follow those clues and see where they lead.
I love that analogy. And along the way, we get to discover the incredible power and wisdom that resides within each of us. It's a journey worth taking, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And I have a feeling this is just the tip of the iceberg. We've got a lot more to uncover in this deep dive into Bashar's teachings, so stay tuned. We'll be right back after a short break.
Definitely. It sounds good.
All right, so we're back and ready to continue our deep dive into Bashar's mind-bending ideas.
Yeah, we've been talking about surrendering control and tapping into the wisdom of our higher selves.
Right.
But how do we actually start listening to those whispers of guidance?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not like our higher selves are sending us text messages, right?
Yeah, exactly. It would be a lot easier if we had some kind of cosmic notification system.
Right. But Bashar suggests that our physical minds are actually designed to receive those signals from our higher selves. The problem is we're often too caught up in the noise of our everyday lives to even notice them.
So it's not that the signals aren't there.
Right.
It's that we're not tuned into the right frequency.
Precisely. It's like trying to listen to a radio station with a bunch of static interfering with the signal.
Okay.
We need to clear out the static, all the mental clutter, doubts, and limiting beliefs.
Right.
So we can clearly hear the guidance coming through.
So how do we do that? How do we start decluttering our minds and becoming more receptive to those intuitive nudges?
It starts with cultivating awareness.
Okay.
Paying attention to those subtle feelings, those recurring dreams, those chance encounters that spark a new idea or direction.
Okay.
It might even be something as simple as a song.
Yeah.
Pops into your head at just the right moment.
Like those times when you randomly think of someone and then they call you out of the blue. I always thought that was just a coincidence.
Maybe. Or maybe it's a sign that you're tapping into a deeper level of connection.
Okay.
Bashar suggests that those synchronicities are often breadcrumbs left by our higher selves, guiding us along our path.
That's so cool. But what about those times when we feel lost or confused? Does that mean we're out of sync with our higher selves?
Not necessarily. Bashar acknowledges that challenges and setbacks are all part of the journey.
Okay.
They're not punishments
or
signs that we're doing something wrong. In fact, he suggests that these challenges are often opportunities for growth and learning.
So it's not about avoiding those tough moments, but rather learning to navigate them with grace and resilience.
Exactly. Think of it like this. When we encounter an obstacle, we have a choice.
Okay.
We can either resist it, fight against it, and get stuck in a cycle of frustration. Or we can choose to see it as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow.
It's like that saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Exactly. And when we face those challenges with an open mind and a willingness to learn, we often discover hidden strengths and resilience we didn't even know we had.
I love that. It's like those muscles that only get stronger when you push them to their limits.
That's a great analogy. And remember, even when it feels like you're taking a detour or going in the wrong direction, your higher self is still guiding you towards your ultimate destination.
Okay.
It's just that sometimes the scenic route is the one that offers the most growth and transformation.
So it's about trusting that there's a reason for everything, even if we don't understand it in the moment.
Exactly. And that trust is essential.
Okay.
Because according to Bashar, the more we resist the natural flow of life, the more struggle and suffering we create for ourselves.
It's like swimming against the current instead of going with the flow.
Perfect analogy. When we surrender to that natural flow, guided by the wisdom of our higher selves, we tap into an incredible wellspring of energy and creativity that we never even knew existed.
It's like we unlock a superpower within ourselves.
That's a great way to put it. And Bashar suggests that this power is available to all of us.
Okay.
It's our birthright.
Wow.
But it requires a shift in perspective, a willingness to let go of our limited beliefs and embrace a new way of being.
That can be a tough shift, especially in a world that often values logic and control above all else.
Yeah.
It's like we've been conditioned to think that we have to figure everything out with our minds, when in reality there's a whole other level of intelligence operating beyond our conscious awareness.
Absolutely. And tapping into that intelligence, that connection with our higher selves, is what truly allows us to live a life of joy, purpose, and fulfillment.
Yeah.
It's about remembering who we truly are, powerful, creative beings capable of manifesting our wildest dreams.
So we've talked about surrendering control, trusting our intuition, and embracing challenges.
Right.
But what does that actually look like in our everyday lives?
Yeah.
How do we practically apply these concepts?
Well, it looks different for everyone, of course.
Right.
But generally speaking, it's about making choices that align with our passion and purpose.
So instead of doing things out of obligation or fear, we should be guided by what truly excites us.
Exactly. And that might mean taking a leap of faith, trying something new, or even saying no to things that drain your energy and no longer serve you.
It's about prioritizing what truly matters to us and letting go of what doesn't.
And when you start living from that place of alignment, you'll find that things start to flow more effortlessly.
Okay.
Opportunities seem to appear out of thin air.
Yeah.
And the universe seems to conspire to support you in achieving your dreams.
It's like the universe is saying, hey, you're finally on the right track. Let me give you a little boost.
Exactly. Bashar calls those moments of synchronicity.
Okay.
Those moments when everything seems to fall into place effortlessly.
But those moments don't just happen by chance, do they? There's something more to it than just luck.
Right? According to Bashar, those synchronicities are a direct result of being in alignment with our higher self's guidance.
Mm-hmm.
They're like little winks from the universe, letting us know that we're on the right path.
So the more we trust and follow our intuition, the more those magical moments will appear in our lives.
That's the idea. And the more we embrace and appreciate those synchronicities, the more we reinforce that connection with our higher selves.
Okay.
It's like a positive feedback loop where the more we trust, the more evidence we receive that we're on the right track. Which then strengthens our trust even further.
That makes sense. It's like building a muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it gets.
Right.
So it's not just about feeling good or having those aha moments.
Yeah.
It's about actually manifesting tangible results in the world.
Absolutely. Bashar emphasizes that our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs literally create our reality.
Right.
If we want to change our reality, we have to start by changing our internal state.
So if we're constantly focusing on lack, fear, and limitation, that's what we'll continue to attract into our lives. But if we shift our focus to abundance, love, and possibility, that's when things start to shift externally.
You got it. And that's where the power of aligning with our higher selves comes in.
Okay.
When we tap into that source of wisdom and love within us, we start to attract experiences that reflect that higher vibration.
Okay.
It's like upgrading our operating system to one that's capable of running much more sophisticated programs.
That's a fantastic analogy. So it's not just about positive thinking.
Right.
It's about embodying that higher vibration in our words, actions, and beliefs.
Exactly. It's about becoming a walking, talking manifestation of our higher selves.
That sounds amazing, but I have to admit, it also sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Especially when we've been programmed with limiting beliefs for so long.
Right.
How do we even begin to break free from those old patterns and step into this new way of being?
That's a great question, and one we'll explore further when we return for the final part of our deep dive into Bashar's teachings.
We're back and ready to wrap up our deep dive into Bashar's teachings.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground from surrendering control to recognizing synchronicities and embracing the power of our higher selves.
It's been a wild ride so far.
It has.
But before we wrap up, I'm curious to hear more about how we can actually break free from those old patterns and limiting beliefs that might be holding us back from fully embodying our higher selves.
That's a fantastic question, and one that's central to Bashar's teachings. He emphasizes that transformation is a process.
Oh, okay.
Not a destination.
So it's not about reaching some kind of end goal of enlightenment,
right,
but rather about enjoying the journey of growth and discovery.
Precisely. And that journey is unique for everyone. There's no right or wrong way to do it.
So we don't have to pressure ourselves to have it all figured out right away?
Absolutely not. It's about embracing the process, being patient with ourselves, and celebrating every step we take towards greater awareness and alignment.
It's like we're all climbing the same mountain, but we're taking different paths, each with its own unique challenges and breathtaking views.
I love that analogy. And along those paths, we're bound to encounter setbacks, moments of doubt, and maybe even a few stumbles along the way.
But those moments are all part of the learning process, right? They're not failures, but rather opportunities to course correct and gain valuable insights.
Exactly. Bashar even suggests that those challenges are gifts in disguise.
Because they force us to grow, learn, and become more resilient.
Precisely. And when we face those challenges with courage and determination, we often discover hidden strengths and talents we never knew we had.
It's like those muscles that only get stronger when you push them to their limits. So instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, we can view them as stepping stones on our path to greater self-discovery.
That's a powerful shift in perspective. And when we embrace that growth mindset, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities.
It's like we're trading in our old limited beliefs for a brand new set of empowering ones that support us in creating the life we truly desire.
And those empowering beliefs can literally transform our lives because they allow us to see ourselves and the world in a whole new light.
Instead of seeing limitations, we start to see opportunities. Instead of feeling fear, we embrace possibility. It's like we're putting on a new pair of glasses that allow us to see the world in all its vibrant, magical glory.
That's a beautiful way to put it. And when we see the world as a place of abundance, opportunity, and love, those experiences start to manifest in our reality.
It's like we're attracting what we believe. So if we believe in our own power, our ability to create positive change, and our connection to something greater than ourselves, that's what we'll start to see reflected back to us in our experiences.
Exactly. And that's the power of aligning with our higher selves. When we tap into that source of wisdom and love within us, we become magnets for everything we desire.
But as we've been talking about, it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about embodying that higher vibration in our actions and beliefs.
It's about walking the talk, showing up authentically, and living in alignment with our highest truth.
That sounds incredibly empowering, but I'm sure some of our listeners might be feeling a bit overwhelmed right now. It can feel like a lot to take in, especially when we're just starting to explore these concepts. What advice would you give to someone who's feeling a bit lost or unsure of where to begin?
First and foremost, I'd say be kind to yourself. Remember, transformation is a process. It's not about achieving some kind of perfect state of enlightenment overnight.
So it's okay to take things one step at a time.
Absolutely. Start by incorporating small, manageable changes into your daily routine. Maybe that's spending a few minutes each morning in meditation or journaling. Maybe it's setting an intention for the day, or simply paying attention to your intuitive nudges.
It's about building those positive habits and creating space for those whispers of guidance to come through.
Exactly. And as you start to connect with your higher self more deeply, you'll naturally start to attract experiences, people, and resources that support you on your journey.
It's like the universe is saying, hey, I see you doing the work. Let me send you some help.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. There are countless resources, communities, and mentors out there to support you.
It's about finding your tribe, those people who resonate with your soul and inspire you to become the best version of yourself.
And as you continue on this journey of self-discovery, keep Bashar's words in mind. The universe does not expect you to struggle and suffer to be yourself.
It's a reminder that we're meant to live with joy, ease, and abundance.
And when we align with our higher selves, those experiences become our natural state of being.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Bashar's teachings, what's one key takeaway you hope our listeners will remember?
I'd say it's this. You are more powerful than you realize. You have within you the wisdom, the strength, and the love to create a life beyond your wildest dreams.
And that power is just waiting to be unlocked. It's all a matter of choosing to believe in yourself and trusting the guidance of your higher self.
So keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep listening to that inner voice. You might be surprised where it leads you.
And who knows, maybe you'll even discover that you have the ability to manifest your own permission slip. That idea, that passion, that spark that ignites your soul and sets you on a path of limitless possibilities.
That's the beauty of this journey. It's full of surprises, synchronicities, and infinite potential.
So keep an open mind, trust the process, and get ready to manifest the life of your dreams.
Because anything is possible when you tap into the power of your higher self.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of Bashar. Until next time, keep exploring and keep expanding.